Good morning, everyone. Today it is an important day for many reasons. 7th of May, the Sheikh of Naqshbandi Hakini order, Sheikh Nazim, entered into Alam-e-Ghaib. It is very important to reminisce the events relating to the masters we celebrate. Asif and Aisha is celebrating this event in Washington, D.C. today with a concert with a Qawwali concert or summon. He will inform the he has already informed and post the message. I have made a personal request to have this event streamed live via Facebook streaming so that those who are interested in can participate into it. Secondly, I speak to you today I had no other choice but to take off the Skype. And as it is taken off, the noise is gone. When you all cannot keep your microphones mute, you have to go on Facebook streaming, because this recording will be used for videos and to be preserved. It is not a matter of today. Whatever is spoken in a moment is relevant for times to come, and for those who listen to it afterwards. So I decided to speak on to this as a reminiscent. I have given you a cup of tea to drink, something that you have not tasted. It is a different kind of a brew. Then you engage in many other things, worldly and non-worldly. And all those people who have been part of this celebration, then in the evening I ask you to write an account of that experience of tea. The experience remains fresh in your mind. Sometimes it may fade, and you are reminiscing and writing the description of everyone will differ from the other. So it is recalling the events then and how life moved thereafter is reminiscing. Remember, human mind is like a TV screen, like in a way, but you do not, and also it would be better to say it is a computer screen. You are novice, and everybody is novice as far as using the screen of the mind is concerned. We can learn how to use the laptop screen. Eventually we get to know that, but the screen of the mind is difficult to understand. You have many files open, and as many files are open, the speed of the computer slows down. Each device comes with RAM, which in technical terms known as readily available memory. It is your desktop. Your desktop where you are working has a limited space. If you have been working on books, writing a book, you have many books open for reference or for many other purposes. So there is no room, somebody brings a cup of tea and there is no room to put that cup of tea. Your desktop is always in a mess. And firstly, the space gets less. Secondly, in terms of the computer technology, the speed becomes less. So when you are buying a computer, you have to look at the RAM. What is the RAM? It used to be less than 1 gigabyte, then 1, then 2, then became 4, then became 6, 8. The high technology laptops are available with 16 and up RAM. So that means it has a 16 GB capacity of operating capacity RAM, which is the basic speed of a smartphone. 16 GB space is available. So human mind is like that, and if you are novice and a file is open, you do not know how many files you have opened, and you suddenly ask, why my computer is running slow? Somebody points out to you that your files are open. With iPhone, what happens? We open this file, that file, and all these files are open and they remain in the background open. They go on consuming your battery power, your energy, and you do not have a clue. So it is important, as you open the file, you are working on it, you finish working, you close it off. This is what we understand or learn in the process of smartphone and computers. Human mind is like the laptop, which has been living for a long period of time. The mind never vanishes. The life comes to an end. During that lifetime of 60 or 70 years, many things have been recorded, like the unfinished files. They never vanish. When the body dies, man enters into death. It is the ephemeral. The body dies, mind lives on. It becomes the part of the cosmos. Now, as the mind has many aspects, the unconscious mind, so it goes to the unconscious layer of the cosmic mind. I had spoken at times the layers of the mind, the subconscious, the unconscious, the conscious, the superconscious, so on and so forth. Parallel to each of these, there is a layer in the cosmic mind. It goes there, it remains stored. And then when you are entering into life again, you are given a certain part. A best example of this is, does it mean a question comes, whatever I have left incomplete will get back when I assume into life again? But you remember the time you enter into death and the time you entered into life again, there is a vast gap. It is something like this which will be a best example to understand. You have a function to take place as it is going to be at Asif's place. There are many things to be put in place. He delegates the responsibility, shares the responsibility with these people who are the part of the organizing team, that this one will take care of this, that one will take care of that, but he is at the helm of the affairs who has to ultimately he is responsible for the smooth running of the functioning, taking care of the artists, taking care of the guests, providing the accommodation, parking, and the meals, so whatsoever it is. So if all these people, they take their responsibilities properly, the event will go smoothly. But by the time the event is about to happen, Asif realizes that one area is not being taken care of it properly. He adds one more person to that. Although initially that responsibility was given to X, now this responsibility, to this responsibility, Y is added on to it. So existence wants everything to be complete. When you are assuming the body, again coming into life, you are shared, you are given a certain amount of memory from the cosmic mind that existence wants to be cleared. And depending on your capabilities, you are given additional responsibilities. It is a simple mechanism. You realize that X is a very efficient person, although he has one responsibility, but you say, look, you have finished that, and I am finding something is delaying in that, go and take care of that. So instead of doing your own work, you are doing the work of many others. This is the way masters work. They are given the responsibility of clearing the cosmic mind. So when the master has to clear your mind, when the master is clearing your mind, the process of enlightenment means he has cleared up his process. Now he is working on the innerness of many people around him. Sometimes he finds that this particular person has a blockage here. He takes that responsibility on him and clears it out. It is very easy for him to clear. So this is how it happens. The work of the master becomes much more complicated than that of an ordinary person. As an ordinary person, you have one responsibility certain. But if you are an organizer of an event, your responsibility increases. You have to take care of all the areas. And if you are a master, if you are an awakened, you are not responsible for your own, instead you are responsible for many. When I look at it, I know everyone who reads my posts and by name, by face, by level of consciousness, I know them all. What is the number of these people? It runs in thousands, is spread over the entire world, to the 5 subcontinents, in different time zones. Working with this, it becomes complicated, but it is a matter of great rejoicing. So 45 years ago, the taste of the mystical brew of awakening from the eternal brewery of enlightenment. The taste and its effect has deepened with each moment as I journey through life, reminiscing those moments with you. "45 years ago this happened. Before that, there was a life when you stumble. You do not know where to move. For long stumbled along the unknown path. In the pastures of this world of conflict and duality, tired, went on searching for something new not then. Passed many unnamed rivers, lost way along impenetrating paths of distant mountains. At times strength failed, gave way many a times, yet still the sound of locust chirping consoled all along and inspired as well. At times discovered the footprints under the tree, other times all signs vanished with the river coming in the way. Again found traces that can no more remain hidden from a penetrating vision. One day heard the song of nightingale, warmth of the sun, thoughts arise following one after the other in a chain. Yet there is another secret of thought process. Thoughts do arise in the process of unconsciousness. When the mind is unconscious, the thoughts arise in a chain action. And when the light dawns, the awakening comes, there is another secret of thought process. First thought emerges out of awakening. And sometimes you feel this is the Master speaking to you as your own voice. This is the way the Master works in you, because he wants you to give birth to a new consciousness. Just before this program, this talk to begin, I happened to glance a post of someone. The person says that many times I feel the small voice of Osho within me as my own voice. It is important for me to respond to that person. This is how the Master works. He becomes your voice. So this is another thought process. One is the thought process. When there is unconsciousness, it leads to a life of conflict and misery. And when thought emerges, the first thought emerges out of awakening, then another process begins. First thought emerges out of awakening. Certainly after enlightenment, all subsequent thoughts are true, like statements. What had happened to Holy Prophet after he went into intense state of meditation? And when he finished, he reminisced those thoughts as statements of truth. So first thought emerges out of awakening. Certainly after enlightenment, all subsequent thoughts are truth, manifestation of truth, and they become a statement to continue over the period of time. To continue over the period of time. Through unconscious as delusion, one makes everything untrue. Remember, delusion is not caused by the objectivity. It is a result of your own subjectivity. Therefore, hold the nose ring tight. Do not allow a trace of doubt to penetrate into you. No more struggle, gain and loss assimilated, dissolve into one another out of an inborn innocence. Sang and played tunes with children, symbolic of innocence. Observe the clouds converging above, onward singing and dancing I move, no matter who may wish to call me back, did not matter at all. Existence is one. Before that, it is always divided in law, in morality, in this and that. And life becomes complicated. When you are traversing along life's roads, you are working on a computer, the mind, you realize a certain file is open. And that file relates to unfinished relation. You cannot just abruptly close that file. You have to close that file consciously. This becomes difficult. Existence is one, so is one law. Only oneness exists. We make this or that only a temporary subject, like the relation of rabbit and trap, of fish and net, or verily moon emerging from behind the clouds. Finally, one path of clear light ere long travels on throughout the endless time. Path of clear light, light of awakening, ere long travels on throughout the endless time. No more mediocrity, no more mediocrity, mind clears of all limitations. Mind clears of all limitations, becomes a mirror like that reflects all that comes in front of it. I seek no enlightenment, neither do I remain where no enlightenment exists. Is a different realm. Since no longer exist in any condition, eyes cannot see me. If hundreds of birds strew my path with flowers, such praise shall be meaningless. Nothing matters. Because you see things are happening, you are simply a hollow bamboo through which the music flows in. You are simply a passage for the music to happen. If hundreds of birds strew my path with flowers, such praise shall be meaningless. From the beginning, truth is clear. Poised in silence, I observe the form of integration and disintegration, dissolution and creation. The water is emerald, the mountain indigo, and I see that which is creating and that which is destroying. The creative power that creates from one end, creation emerges, and from the other end, dissolution happens. Finally arrived home. Finally arrived home. Inside my gate 1,000 sages knew me not. Arrived home finally. Inside my gate 1,000 sages know me not. Do you really know an awakened one? Because your intelligence, your understanding is far behind to encompass the awakening of the awakened one. Inside my gate 1,000 sages know me not. The beauty of my garden is invisible. Invisible. What is within me remains invisible to you all. Only when I manifest for certain reasons it is known to you. This composition, this poetry, this beauty, this fragrance was hidden within me. The thousands knew it not until I shared it with you. And after it was written, and it was written while I was going to take a rest, I decided that after hectic period of work, let me go and take a rest. The same time I remembered, what can be my gift to the people on this day, when existence poured itself into me and showed the way what should be my gift. While lying on the bed, at times I raised the head. Other times, while lying on the bed, I composed this whole message. It was not edited as it is, and since it was written, it is now for the first time I am reading it. And I do not know if you enjoy it or rejoicing this, but I am, because I recollect the events that happened. Arrived home finally. inside my gate, what is inside me? 1,000 sages know it not. The beauty of my garden is invisible. Why should I then search for the footprints of the patriarch? What did Buddha do? What did Jesus do? What did Muhammad do? What did Bodhidharma do? Umar Khayyam in one of the compositions says, which has been translated in Urdu, "What shall you gain, O fool, by talking about those who are drunk and gone?" Sometimes in the beginning this is relevant because the lives of great men all reminds us we have miles to go before I sleep. That becomes your guidance. But thereafter, you need not search the footprints of the patriarch. Now I go to the marketplace, absolutely drink with my mystical elixir. Also I carry the elixir with me wherever I go. Verily I visit mystical breweries and marketplace too. Everyone I look upon certainly feels the mystical brew and wants to get intoxicated in one way or the other. Come out of your stark modesty. Certainly you will get drunk, but you have to come out. Long journey of this mystical drunkenness. Each moment overflows bliss and blessings as both merge into one another. Bliss happens to me, and blessings first happen to you, is shared with you. And when the blessing reaches you, it no more remains a blessing, instead it becomes the bliss into you once it is allowed to be a part of you. This is how it was, reminiscing the moment, and the work becomes more and more before dust into dust, sans song, sans singer. I have miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go. All those who have to come, this presence, this understanding, this light, this awakening has to be shared. And also those who feel connected to it. Only this much for this morning. Until tomorrow on another journey. Take care and do have a pleasant day.